But as it ends up being, there is a caterpie that ends up coming out. Now this caterpie ends up coming out, and of course, as it turns out to be, you know, Leafa, she gets scared and all that. Spleefa, she gets scared, but in the instance of her getting scared of this caterpie, it's a caterpie showing itself. A wild Pidgey ends up coming out of the, in the route. Now, in this sense of the route, it ends up trying to attack the caterpie. Now, in the instance of it trying to attack the caterpie, we see the actual sense of seeing, at first, caterpie seemed bad because Spleefa was, Spleefa was scared. But at the same time, seeing Pidgey coming back and seeing the Pidgey bullying on the caterpie, it made her actually not be afraid of the caterpie. So, of course, as it ends up turning out to be, she ends up sending out Leafa. While this caterpie is out, she tries to growl at the caterpie, but what ends up really happening is she does growl. She has Leafa do growl because the Pidgey starts attacking and trying to scare the caterpie. Now the growl ends up hitting, of course, the Pidgey ends up flying away and dodging it. Not really dodging it, but not being affected by it with its keen eye, and just sees that she's about to send it out. Like it's about to growl, because it's a Pidgey, it kind of knows what Bulbasaur is, because it's flying type. Of course, it travels, so of course, mostly it's in its route, of course, as a baby one right now, but it kind of has a gist of who Bulbasaur is, like Leafa is. Of course, knowingly it being there's a lot of Pokemon that are in the route. Also, if it's in the movie or in the game, that are just watching in the background and not bothering. They're calm, they don't want to battle. But there are ones that step forward. It's kind of like the professor and all that too, but it's not. So it's like the Pokemon are watching also at the same time. Now, in this instance, this Pidgey knows about Leafa a bit, and of course, it tries to, make sure that she can't growl and scare it to intimidate it. I was gonna say, I'll put it in the fridge.
No, he just stood out already.
Okay. Yeah. Welcome. Now, as it is, the caterpie is extremely scared at the moment, but it's brave at the same time because, even though Pidgey's pretty small, of the same size, height, it's still a flying type. Now, of course, what ends up happening is, the Pidgey tries to come back and tries to go at Caterpie again, but Splenda, she ends up having Splenda do Tail Whip and smack the Pidgey to make it scared. Now, of course, we try to tell and we try to talk to Spleefa, and we try to tell and let her know, like, gotta do something and try, for this Caterpie before this Pidgey gets it or attacks it again. Now, of course, what ends up happening is Spleefa, she ends up throwing the Pokeball. Now, of course, this Caterpie is brave and ends up breaking out. Does String Shot. sit this on me for a second. Now, as it is. Oh, my fault. I'll definitely say that. No, I didn't want to get the sour cream like that. It is kind of close to that I will do that, but I wouldn't want it to try to leak on her. I'd have felt bad. I mean, I don't think it would. I mean, yeah. I don't know. The sour cream is good though. It would be hard to let go. No, of course, as it is. To be back to edit. Of course, the Caterpie starts to kind of go in a frenzy, kind of gets angry. So, of course, she ends up telling Leafa to tackle her. Caterpie gets angry mainly because we tried to capture it. It wasn't trying to be captured at the moment.
Parents suck. I can't fix it for you. Can you fix this? Can you give me back my scholarship to Georgia Tech? I'm supposed to be starting quarterback freshman year. She doesn't care. She's in love. And she'll do anything for him, including giving him her virginity.
No, as it is, it starts to seem and be like Animal Planet.
Stupid slut. She's worse than he is. She thinks it's okay what he did to us. What did he do to you? She doesn't know. No, what?
No, as it is, she ends up catching Caterpie.
How have you not heard about Westfield High? Just moved here every year. Or read a newspaper. What kind of famous?
And this is the other information that we get about Caterpie.
Let's put her down. Out of her misery. You're alone. Finally, the prodigal son returned. Come on down, man. We've got some questions. Go inside. I seriously doubt that. Go inside. No, Carmen's a bitch, G. You want to talk to me? Let's see how fast you can do it.
I didn't even get to name her, but I'll end up naming her down the road again. Her nickname was meant to be Silk.
Hello? Hey, my boyfriend's in trouble. There's a bunch of kids chasing him. They're gonna kill him.
But I'm gonna end up saving this route, watching this show, and we will get back to it. Mm-hmm.